The FIFA World Cup has always been one of the world's biggest celebrations, bringing together millions of fans in a shared atmosphere of excitement and passion. When the expanded 48-team tournament officially kicked off in Mexico City, it was promoted as the largest sporting event in history, featuring 104 matches across North America. Organizers projected an economic impact of more than $30 billion and expected billions of viewers worldwide. Yet only days after the opening matches, a different picture began to emerge. Behind the polished broadcasts and promotional campaigns, many host cities were reporting quiet streets, empty hotel rooms, and lower-than-expected visitor numbers. The problem was not the quality of the soccer being played, but a series of economic and logistical decisions that created significant barriers for fans. One of the biggest issues involved hotel accommodations. Years before the tournament, FIFA required hotels across host cities to reserve large blocks of rooms for officials, sponsors, media organizations, and event staff. Because so many rooms appeared to be booked in advance, hotel operators assumed demand would be exceptionally strong and raised their prices dramatically. In cities such as Dallas and Philadelphia, room rates surged by as much as 300%. Online booking platforms frequently displayed warnings suggesting accommodations were nearly sold out. Faced with these high prices and the perception of limited availability, many fans and regular tourists decided not to travel. The situation became even more damaging when FIFA later released many of the reserved rooms back onto the market. Contract clauses allowed organizers to cancel large portions of these bookings without major financial penalties. Reports indicated that thousands of rooms were suddenly returned in cities across the United States, Canada, and Mexico only a few months before the tournament. For hotel owners, the result was devastating. Travelers who had been discouraged by the earlier high prices had already changed their plans. Hotels suddenly found themselves with large numbers of empty rooms and very little time to attract new customers. By spring, thousands of hotel rooms flooded booking platforms. Occupancy rates across many host cities fell far below expectations. Some properties reported performance levels significantly worse than their original forecasts. The impact became especially visible once matches began. Transportation hubs and major metropolitan areas reported surprisingly weak hotel demand. Even traditionally strong tourism markets struggled to achieve occupancy levels normally seen during the summer season. Hotel operators responded by cutting prices at the last minute in an attempt to fill vacant rooms. Discounts of 20 to 30% became common. In some cases, room rates dropped below what hotels would typically charge during an ordinary summer without a major sporting event. Economists have described this phenomenon as the non-event syndrome. Instead of creating the expected economic boom, a mega event can sometimes generate less revenue than a normal tourism season because it drives away existing visitors. Corporate travelers often postpone meetings to avoid expected congestion and inflated prices. Large conferences relocate to other cities. Regular tourists choose different destinations. When those visitors stay away and the anticipated wave of sports fans never fully materializes, businesses are left with higher costs and lower revenues. Hotels had spent heavily preparing for the tournament. Many hired temporary workers, increased wages, upgraded facilities, and expanded food inventories. When visitor numbers failed to meet projections, those increased expenses became difficult to recover. Another major factor was ticket pricing. For the first time, organizers widely implemented dynamic pricing, a system similar to airline ticket sales where prices rise automatically as demand increases. While organizers had originally discussed more affordable ticket structures, many fans encountered prices far above expectations. Tickets that were supposed to remain within reach of average supporters became increasingly expensive. Premium seating options reached levels affordable only to wealthy travelers and corporate clients. Even standard tickets often cost several times more than fans expected. As a result, many traditional supporters from South America, Europe, Africa, and other regions found themselves priced out of attending. Travel expenses, lodging costs, local transportation, food, and match tickets combined to create a financial burden that many could not justify. The secondary ticket market reflected this reality. Large numbers of tickets remained available for resale, and prices dropped significantly as kickoff approached. Market analysts noted signs that demand was weaker than organizers had anticipated. Questions also emerged regarding ticket distribution. Observers reported that thousands of tickets appeared to move between official and partner platforms, creating concerns about transparency and inventory management. Beyond pricing, geography created another challenge. Unlike previous tournaments hosted within relatively compact regions, this World Cup spans 3 countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The distances between host cities are enormous. Fans often need to rely on air travel rather than trains or short road trips. Traveling between matches can require multiple flights, long transit times, and substantial expenses. For supporters hoping to follow their national teams throughout the tournament, costs quickly add up. The visa situation added another layer of complexity. Instead of a unified travel system, visitors must navigate different entry requirements for each country. Travelers may need separate approvals for the United States, Canada, and Mexico, depending on their nationality and itinerary. Many fans reported confusion about documentation requirements and border procedures. Processing times increased in several regions, while travelers purchasing tickets through secondary marketplaces often faced additional complications when arranging visas and travel plans. Road travelers encountered challenges as well. Border crossings frequently required extensive documentation, including proof of accommodations and travel arrangements. For some supporters, the administrative burden became too great, leading them to cancel trips entirely. While these issues unfolded off the field, the tournament itself still delivered moments of excitement. The United States national team opened with an impressive 4-1 victory over Paraguay. Players such as Christian Pulisic and Tyler Adams helped energize the squad and generated optimism among supporters. Inside the stadiums, fans celebrated goals and victories. Outside, however, the atmosphere often felt very different. Security concerns, demonstrations, and logistical challenges created a more tense environment than the festive scenes traditionally associated with a World Cup. Observers noted a striking contrast between the excitement inside venues and the realities beyond stadium gates. In many locations, the event appeared to operate within tightly controlled security zones separated from the broader public environment. Additional uncertainty emerged within U.S. soccer leadership. Reports suggested that head coach Mauricio Pochettino had been linked to discussions with European clubs, raising questions about long-term planning and stability. Whether accurate or not, such reports contributed to perceptions of organizational uncertainty during a critical period. Taken together, these developments reveal a broader lesson about modern mega events. Large international tournaments are often promoted using ambitious economic forecasts and optimistic assumptions. Governments, businesses, and organizers invest heavily based on expectations of massive visitor spending and global exposure. However, when projections prove overly optimistic, the consequences can be significant. The World Cup remains one of the greatest sporting competitions on Earth. Millions continue to watch, celebrate, and support their teams. Yet the challenges surrounding this tournament demonstrate how difficult it can be to balance commercial objectives with accessibility for ordinary fans. High hotel prices discourage travelers. Expensive tickets limited attendance. Complex visa requirements created obstacles. Vast travel distances increased costs. Together, these factors reduce the sense of openness and inclusivity that has traditionally defined the World Cup experience. Instead of showcasing a flawless model for hosting global events, the tournament has exposed weaknesses in planning, pricing, and coordination. What was expected to be a massive economic success has, in many places, become a case study in how inflated expectations can collide with reality. The result is a striking contrast between marketing promises and on-the-ground conditions. While the matches themselves continue to provide drama and entertainment, the surrounding economic and logistical issues have raised important questions about the future of international sporting events. Ultimately, this World Cup serves as a reminder that even the biggest global spectacles cannot rely solely on projections and promotional campaigns. Long-term success depends on affordability, accessibility, and realistic planning. Without those elements, even an event as powerful as the World Cup can struggle to deliver the atmosphere and economic impact that organizers promised.